What up, people? Welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where two friends drink alone together. My name's Tud.
And I'm Obert, and no Chris this week, but we're back at you, not live from podcast land.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I have to be a little bit more Chris-like just to fill in the gap. You know what I mean?
Potentially, because I'm not feeling the hottest, so it's on you to carry this podcast.
Tud ate too much turkey and has salmonella poisoning, so he's not.
I may indeed.
Yeah, he's hanging in there for you, listeners. So next time you see Tud, stay 6 feet away from him and buy him a beer. One of those.
I wish everybody in the world would stay 6 feet away from me and buy me beers when they saw me.
Just slide him down the bar.
It'd be great. I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to deal with people.
That's a good superpower. If you could pick a superpower,
just permanently
have 6 feet away from me and buys beer for me.
Yes, exactly. I like it. I mean,
what would your superhero name be? Just like
COVID man,
socially distant hero.
Just permanent COVID.
There you go. Sounds more like a villain to me.
We already talked about how I would 100% be a villain if I had superpowers.
We did. That's that's for our patrons for sure. But anyway, happy belated Thanksgiving. I know we talked about it a lot in the last show, but how did the birds come out? How was Friendsgiving? How was Thanksgiving? Tasty, toasty, roasty?
It was good. Both turkeys came out pretty good. I learned that I need to find a better thermometer location because I noticed that sometimes it would read like 155, but like the turkey was like completely done. So I think I was just poking through the bird, but or into like an apple or something like that I had shoved up its butt. But they came out good. One turkey was dry. Oh, it was wet brined, and the other one was dry brined because the brining bag kind of broke on me. So the Friendsgiving turkey was dry brined, and that came out, I think, better. So I think going forward, I think I will dry brine the turkey.
Now, is dry brining where you just like throw a bunch of salt at it?
You Basically, you cover it in so I covered mine in salt, brown sugar, baking soda, and some seasoning. And it was just
baking soda.
Yeah,
okay.
It's to make the skin crispy. Next time, I think I'd actually probably use more baking soda.
Okay, that's a good tip. I'm curious. I want to see how this comes out.
It came out pretty good. It came out a little bit darker than the wet brined one. But it was definitely, the skin was crispier. Under the skin of the dry brine one, I put a mixture of like rosemary and other spices and olive oil under the skin. So it really put some flavor throughout the entire bird, plus my injection that I put in there.
Now, the goal on our show is you try and make our listeners thirsty. Right now, all you're doing is making me just want to eat a turkey.
Well, you're the one who asked me how it came out, so.
I know. But now I just want a nice, juicy, salty turkey. But, okay, did Friendsgiving, were drinking games played? Did you do any flipping of cups?
We did not.
Beering of pongs?
So as we've aged, kids have become a thing, and so drinking games with kids around is not the ideal thing to do. So we did not play any drinking games.
Plus, I mean, Chris and I weren't there, so that's really half the fun of the drinking games. It's just not in the equation.
Right. But a lot of people bring their kids now, and they feel the need to be responsible for adulting. There was obviously a lot of talking. There was some music playing. That was fun. There was some singing. That was fun. But overall, just kind of a more relaxed. Friendsgiving's not as hard in the paint as it used to be.
Yeah. I mean, getting old, that's what happens. You trade in the flip cup table for the singing around the turkey, I guess.
Yeah, we figured that was the best way to entice the turkey to be done, was to sing to it.
Okay, and it worked apparently.
Yeah, we sang, "Please turkey be done, please turkey be done, please turkey be done," and then it was done.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to hear it all came out good. Any good Black Friday deals before we move off of this conversation?
No.
Anything good? You didn't buy anything?
Nope. Nothing.
Cyber Monday, nada.
Nope. I was gonna buy an iPad, but they sold out of them. So no iPad for me, no deals for me.
I also feel like Black Friday doesn't go as hard in the paint as it used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed at Black Friday because like all the emails I got were like 20% off, and it's like,
You know what?
it's
Yeah.
like that's a normal sale. Like,
What do
that's
you think
not,
this is, Memorial Day?
Yeah,
Come on, get out of here.
It's a Memorial Day or Labor Day or President's Day sale. That's not a Black Friday sale. Where's my 80% off? Like,
Yeah.
people used to stab each
wanna
other over
see-
televisions. What happened?
I want to see videos of people trampling through a Walmart entrance at midnight.
Yeah,
you know?
nobody's getting stabbed over 20% off TV.
Somebody should write to your congressperson, tell them we need more Black Friday stabbings.
It's just a little annoying. I mean, it's, I expect better.
Yeah. Do stores do better? Do better. Like I said, I had a good Thanksgiving. I bought some ski equipment on Cyber Monday, so I did partake.
There you go. Was that 20% off?
But it was. It's like, come on, like I didn't even get out of bed for this. This is not a doorbuster. All right.
Well, the best part is
like,
with Cyber Monday, you didn't have to get out of bed.
Right. But it's changed. It's things we get older and things don't stay the same, and that upsets me. So.
Yeah, it definitely upsets me too. I remember the days where Black Friday was awesome, Cyber Monday was awesome, and now it just seems like it's not even Black Friday. The deals start like 4 days beforehand. They run all through the weekend and through Monday, and there's nothing good.
Yeah. But one thing that doesn't change is us drinking beer on this podcast. So I'm going to do that with this lovely can from Mountains Walking out of Bozeman.
Okay.
Had him on the show a couple times. I was just struggling to come up with a beer. I got to restock. I think next year I come in with some fresh stuff. I have like a couple Jenna beers left, but I did a couple of those already. I did, while we're talking about Black Friday, I did get myself a Bourbon County Stout. Goose Island got my money there.
Well, there you go.
No deal, but I was like, you know what? We just had one of those on last week. I can't pull one of those out, so I kind of reached towards the back of the fridge. This is getting old for IPA, 92722. This one was canned, so it's called Double Grazing Clouds. New England style, double India Pale Ale. 8.5%. Says, what clouds? Beers like this double grazing clouds are short-lived gestures that come and go like the weather. You'll find them only in our tasting room. But I didn't buy this in their tasting room, so
they lied.
Figure that one out. This is like a Black Friday deal version.
They lied.
They lied, just like it's their best sale of the year. Oh. Pouring nicely though. I'll show Tud. It's very pale. It's almost definitely not a dark haze bomb. Almost verging on like that greenish, palish yellow that you sometimes get. Oh, I got no coasters over here. Oh, let the head die down a little bit. It's tough. Normally while I'm doing this, I can just let you and Chris banter back and forth. But we got no Chris, and you're like battling that fever back. So
yeah, so you gotta talk your way through it. I mean, it did
just
look very
monologue.
hazy.
Yeah. See what it smells like. Very sweet for an IPA. Maybe some star fruit. Super, super, sugary almost. But okay. It's poured. I think it's settled down enough where I can take a sip now. We'll see how it goes.
Duff beer is brewed from hops, barley, and sparkling clear mountain what?
Goat.
Close enough!
You can really taste the goat.
Mountains Walking is a good brewery, though, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I like their stuff. I will say this is one of the more expensive 4-packs I've seen out there. This was mid-20s. I don't remember the exact price, but $20 is a lot. I think, you got that beerflation. But mid-20s, I'm expecting a lot if you're going to be charging me, $6 a can, $6.50 a can. That's a lot to ask for in a beer. But let's see how this one is. The taste follows up with that smell of being super sweet. This is not a hop bomb, not a super hazy, juicy, super citra bomb. This is more sweet than I would want in a quote-unquote New England style IPA. I mean, this belongs in the IPA family, sure, but I wouldn't call it New England style. It's like, it's not enough juice,
Too much sweet, not enough other juice.
Yeah, like if you had this at Treehouse, you'd be like, where'd all the hops hiding? Not to say that's not super hoppy, but it's just like for a double IPA, New England style, I expect more in terms of hop flavor and not just like sweetness. But it's fine. Maybe some of that will come through more as I let it warm up. You're talking about mountains walking. I like them. Haven't had them on the show recently, but I've had their dessert cart series and their sweets, both of those on. The sweets, I think, is more of the fruited sours, and the desserts is more of like a adjunct stout type of a thing. Those are usually both pretty good, but you kind of know what you're getting when you get into those. It's like,
I think I've had mountains walking on the pod as well. It got sent to me in a beer box, not from you, but from a beer festival that I did.
Right. Yeah. We talked about, I don't know if they're on Tavor or the one that you did.
Yeah, it wasn't Tavor because we don't get Tavor in Connecticut, so it was something else. But it was one of those beer fests in a box thing that they did during COVID.
Oh, right. Yeah, I like them. I haven't been super wowed by their IPAs. Yeah, I still say the best IPA brewery in Montana by far, Imagination. They always crush it. Let's think about bringing one of them on the pod, but it's just like the new variant of their Lupu Juice, the Lupu Juice 8, which I'm like, okay, I've had the Lupu Juice 6 on the pod. How different is this going to be? But anyway, went mountains walking instead, kind of regretting it, not going to lie. It's good. I just, knowing the price I paid, this is $3.75. If I factor in the fact that I'm cheap, it would knock it down to 3.5. But no, I'm going to be generous. $3.75 for this double grazing clouds.
All right. So out of 2,760 ratings, what do you think Untappd thinks about this? By the way, keep in mind this is not for a tally mark because you have nobody to compete against.
Sorry, bad connection. Cut out there for a second. But I did hear the check-in count. 2,700 something. I think they're going to like it, but I don't know. I'm going to say 4.08.
So, not close. Sorry, no tally mark. All right, moving on.
How far away was I?
It was a 4.20.
Really? That's high. Wow. I mean, I wasn't that far off.
I mean, 0.12 is a lot off.
We've had tally marks awarded for less, and I'm giving myself the tally mark for this one. Honking for myself and everything. I earned it by drinking a beer this week.
I disagree. I think I earned it for being here.
How close would I have to be to get the tally mark?
Like 0.05.
0.05. Okay. Yeah. So if I guess to 4.15 through 4.25, you would say that counts.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, being off 0.1 is a lot. That never guarantees you a victory for 99% of the time.
It never guarantees you victory, but it never rules you out either. I equate it to the wheel on Price is Right, and you're coming up with 85 cents. Like, yeah, you left some wiggle room there, but people have won with 85 cents on the big wheel.
It's a lot of wiggle room. Yeah. Though. Like it's not even like it was 0.1. It was 0.12. It's over 0.1.
So listeners write in. Speaking of listeners writing in, some people answered our poll on the Discord of the best of the Thanksgiving draft, and results were divided. I couldn't help but notice, so there were 4 votes, and 2 of them came from co-hosts. I think those should be disqualified, unless you want me to vote for myself too, like you both did.
Well, I mean, if you're not voting for yourself, who are you voting for?
I mean, I'm voting for myself every time because I want to win. Otherwise, I would just draft like poop for Thanksgiving meal. But I do think there's a little bit of bias how you vote in the Discord is you go in and you react with the emoji, right? So if I go in and react with the emoji first, and somebody else has to come in, they don't have to go find the potato emoji. They can just click on the potato emoji to give it another vote. So it's a little bit of an advantage if you vote for yourself. Again, which I was the only one who didn't. So discounting the co-hosts, we have it was tied between myself and Chris for the draft for Thanksgiving meals. And I really think that the turkey gave him a pretty big advantage. But
I think so too, but I think that mine was the best. I mean, I still had stuffing, and that, as we all know, is the best part of Thanksgiving.
It's hard to deny that. But again, it's not best.
When do you eat turkey outside of Thanksgiving? Never. But when do you eat stuffing? You would eat stuffing every day if you could.
I mean, you can. They don't only sell it for like a week before Thanksgiving.
Right, but like it's unhealthy.
Yeah, but
like there's a reason people don't eat. Like you could buy and eat stuffing year round. You can't buy turkey, like big turkeys year round.
Sure you can.
I don't think so.
They got turkeys. You got them at least between now and Easter.
I don't think so.
That's like half of the year. Oh yeah. Yeah, you just don't know where to look.
I mean, the frozen section, I know where to look. The frozen meat section?
Yeah, you go to the butcher shop, they get you turkey.
I don't think so.
I'm still so I had gravy and mashed potatoes. Those are things that you do have other times of the year, not just on Thanksgiving.
True.
And they are unhealthy and delicious. So I don't know. I think that's why I tied for first here.
I'm going with stuffing.
Well, that's why it was your first pick. But anyway, that's just our recap. We did a lot of Thanksgiving recap this episode. So I don't know if we quite mentioned it earlier, but Todd, taking this week off from drinking. Do you have a water to review?
I have this seltzer from Aldi's.
What flavor?
Strawberry. It's pretty good.
Hang on, let me see the can here. Oh, that looks fun. Okay. And if you pour it in a glass, I assume that you would not be safe from a T-Rex.
No, you'd be able to see right through this. The brand is Belle V.
Belle V. Okay.
It's pretty good. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 sodium. As far as seltzer goes, it's a good seltzer. It's a 4.5.
It's pretty high up on the seltzer scale. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you, Ted. I saw in the liquor store here those High Noon seltzers. Because you always say that's the best alcoholic seltzers, the High Noon brand.
Yeah, the vodka sodas that they make, yeah.
Yeah, and this is my first time seeing them because you can't sell them at the grocery store where they sell the rest of the beer and wine seltzers, or the beer seltzers, because these are liquor based, right? They have like actual vodka in them.
So you probably don't get Truly vodkas either then out there.
No, I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest.
That's a new thing. It's a new thing.
Okay. I didn't buy any because it's cold, so I was like, I'm not really feeling the seltzer life today. But I do plan on bringing them to the podcast because I want to try them out, and I know that you're a big fan.
I would definitely recommend grabbing them. They're good. The pineapple ones.
What flavor?
Pineapple is probably my favorite. Peach is really good too.
Okay. Yeah. I'll keep an eye out on that one, but unfortunately, your strawberry seltzer is not in Untapped. So, as we've previously established, tally mark goes to me.
I
put
disagree.
that on the board over here.
I disagree.
You still got 12 points on me, but
yeah, but that tally mark comes on a bed of lies. You didn't have any competition.
Just because everybody else DNQ'd or DNF'd doesn't mean that I didn't get a gold medal. So that's where I'm putting it. And honk, 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 honk. Honks for me. I am the champion, best beer guesser of the podcast. Some might say ever. And we're going to swap out our Frosty mug. We're going to take the two-handled one this week, fill it up with wisdom and stuff like that. And we got to get there. We got to traverse through the song from Jordan. Jordan, take it away.
Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle.
Mug of wisdom! Drink. Mug of wisdom!
All right. Thank you, Jordan. Just overall, good dude. That's all I could say about Jordan. He's a cool guy.
He's joining us soon, right?
Hopefully. Yeah, we haven't heard him in too long, so it'd be nice to have him on the pod. Hopefully, especially for these holiday seasons we got coming up, it'd be fun to get him on for maybe Christmas ep, something like that. But okay, two handles, Frosty mug. I think being the honky this week, the honky tonk guy, that's what we say. I'm going to let you go first this week.
So, my handle this week is going to be another video game. I know last week we did Sonic Frontiers, but I would be remiss if I did not mention that basically around the same time that Sonic Frontiers came out, God of War Ragnarok came out, which is the sequel to the 2018 version of God of War, which was like the Norse version, where Kratos moved from killing Greek, or no, I think Sparta. That's Greek, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So move from killing the Greek gods to the Norse gods. And in this one, I have not completed it yet, but it is it's the sequel. And in the first one, you end up killing some of the gods, and in this one, Thor shows up, and so does Odin, and they're not happy with you.
That you killed all their friends
Friends and or relatives, because keep in mind, all similar to Zeus, all of the the Norse gods are children or relatives of Odin.
The
Odin,
All-Father. Got it.
Odin, for those of you who don't know, who have seen The Avengers, was played by Anthony Hopkins. He's Thor's dad. Thor, God of Thunder. In this one, he's more true to the Norse actual mythology, where he's like fat, and not super jacked, but he's super strong. So it's more like that. So it's a good story.
I saw that movie where Thor was fat.
Yeah, this one he's like more fat.
Okay.
I guess like in the actual like stories, he actually is like a very large human. But that's this one. So haven't completed it yet. I don't know how it ends. I have a feeling I know how it ends, and I have a feeling I'm going to be very sad with how it ends. But this is the last one in this storyline. So after this, they're going to move on to other gods, I would assume.
I'm going to make a prediction how it ends. I'm pretty sure that Odin and Thor tear Kratos in half. They each grab one arm, one leg, and then that's it. Then he's gone.
We'll see.
Probably. That's probably what happens.
We'll see.
But glad you're enjoying it. That's for the PlayStation, right?
It's for the PlayStation. The original God of War, by the way, is now available on Steam as well. So if you want to go check it out and you don't have a PlayStation, you can buy it on Steam and play it on your computer. Looking at you, Obert, as the person who only has computers. And I believe right now it's on sale because there was a big sale. So go check that out.
That's encouraging. That means that I could play God of War Ragnarok in about 15 years. So,
well, no, like I said, it came
biding my time.
I think it came out in 2020, so that's only 2 years later.
Oh, not the original God of War.
Right, the original to this, the prequel to God of War Ragnarok.
Which is called what?
God of War.
But there was a different God of War, like
Correct.
a long time ago.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I think I was just confused. I thought thought it was just like a re-release. I didn't realize it was a whole new game.
We're in the world of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare 2 came out when we were in college, and now they're remaking them and releasing them as Modern Warfare 2, but this one has a number 2 instead of the double, Roman numerals. So therefore it's different. I don't know. Listen, this is called...
It's more modern now.
The prequel to God of War Ragnarok is God of War, but not the same God of War that came out on PlayStation 1.
Okay.
Different game.
Not PlayStation 1.
I think so.
I think that game came out on like PS3.
No.
I'm not that old. At the very least, I'll give you PS2, but...
Let's take a look. Began on PS2 in 2005.
Okay. So 15 years later, they remade it. Got it. Anyway, I hope you all know more about God of War. I know I do. And sorry for the spoiler on how it ends with our hero being torn apart. But, that's just how it goes. Okay, my turn with the Frosty mug. Let me fill it up the rest of the way. So I think I'm going to throw a movie recommendation your way. I watched a couple good movies lately, but the one I want to recommend is Weird, the Al Yankovic story. It's, as you can imagine, it's a movie about Weird Al, but it's takes the approach to telling a story about a movie of a musician the same way that Weird Al's music takes a story. It takes a song and rewrites all the words to make them funnier. They basically retold the events of Weird Al's life in a way to make it much funnier. And it starts off, kind of like any movie about a musician does, where it's like his parents don't approve of him. And then it gets a little bit zanier and zanier as it goes on, where like he goes to a secret polka party in high school, and that's how he gets hooked on playing the accordion, and then goes to college and has this epiphany on writing parody songs.
Is this the one with Daniel Radcliffe?
It is, yeah, of Harry Potter fame. He's the guy who plays Harry Potter. He also plays Weird Al in this movie. But it gets crazier. I won't spoil how it ends from there, but it just goes off the rails at a certain point, and it's a very Weird Al thing to do, and it was a very fun movie. I think, Todd, that you would like it, especially if you're somebody who likes Daniel Radcliffe for the stuff he's done. Since Harry Potter is finished, this is another one where he's able to express himself creatively, and it's a lot of fun.
So I've never seen all the Harry Potter movies.
It's okay. I think I have, but I don't really remember them.
Never seen them all. And then I don't know if I've seen any of his other things either. I know he was in some show on FX with like a guy in a dog costume who was supposed to be like a real dog. I don't know what that was called.
I think it was like Wilfred or something.
So like,
but yeah, he does out there stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, he made $1 bajillion on the Harry Potter series, so he probably never really has to work a day in his life again if he chooses not to. So the fact that he's doing roles means that these are probably the roles that like he most wanted to do. Because,
Right.
bajillion dollars, Harry Potter probably still makes a shit ton of money off that as it gets syndicated and all that stuff.
He has more money than you or I ever will.
Right. Correct.
But yes, that's it. That's your thoughts on Daniel Radcliffe.
All right. Listen, I don't really know him. I know him
Right.
as Harry Potter.
But do you know Weird Al, though, is my question.
I do know who Weird Al is. I'm aware, but I also heard that it was like a story of Weird Al, but it had nothing to do with actual Weird Al's like real story. It was just kind of like if we made like a Weird Al spoof on what the Weird Al story would be, this would be the story about Weird Al.
Yeah, that's kind of what I just said. Yeah. And that's exactly how it turned up being. I think they interviewed the director and they said that they did no actual research into Weird Al's life whatsoever for the movie.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
I'm sure that's exactly what Weird Al wanted.
Yeah, he's in the movie. He plays like the agent who signs Daniel Radcliffe's Weird Al.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And he's like the straight-laced guy who's like, you can't be doing all this crazy stuff.
So where do you get it from?
Pretty good. I had a feeling you were going to ask that.
If only you had an app that's been a prior handle on your phone.
Right?
It could tell you exactly where it was.
Watch it. But it's funny. There was a tweet from Weird Al who encouraged you to torrent the movie subtly because it came out on the Roku channel.
Well, where did you watch it on?
I found a way, I watched it exclusively on the Roku channel, which is a free ad-supported streaming app for smart TVs and dongles. So you can watch it for free by downloading the Roku channel app, which is exactly how I watched it.
So, AKA, you cheated. You sailed the high seas.
You said it, I didn't.
You listened to Weird Al
it's free.
And found it for free.
But yeah, if you're in America, you can watch it on the Roku app. If you're like in Australia, you can't. I'll mail you a DVD with it. Okay, so those are our handles. That's our Frosty mug. It's a third light today, but we got admittedly a shorter episode, but we wanted to give you something going into the holiday season. We know how much you depend on this podcast, fans. So here's just a little taste. We got one beer review. We got one seltzer review. You got two handles. Hope it's good enough, but I'm going to kick it off to Todd now to bring us home.
Well, first you have to thank your brewery.
Oh, yeah. Mountains Walking. Great job with this double grazing clouds, New England style double IPA.
Make sure you head over to social media and follow us everywhere at DAWF Podcast. Also, make sure you follow the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. Also, head over to Discord and join the conversation over there. And for as little as $1 a month, you can join our Patreon, where we release pregame episodes, which are about as long as this episode is going to be this week. But that's usually just there for patrons. Subscribe, and you can give us, if you want to give us $10 million a month, that's cool. If you want to give us $1, that's cool. But you get a little bit of extra episodes of Drinking Alone with Friends. Plus, it helps support the pod in a monetary value. And finally, head over to social media, or head over to wherever you get your podcast, leave us a 5-star rating and a review, and also make sure you're telling your friends and your family. And with that, my name's Todd.
And I'm Obert. And if you're drinking alone, do it with friend, which is what I did this week. Drinking alone with one friend.
And you legitimately drink alone.
Uh-huh. Yep. Just me and my friend Johnny Walker, Mountain Walker.
Yeah, George Thorogood sang a song about that.
Yeah, that's the one I was referencing when I said my friend Johnny Walker. But it's okay. I'll just sit here and enjoy my beer. I still got a lot of it left. It's a quick episode. We probably already faded out by now. Just off into the sunset.
It's gone.